Hello and welcome into the 2013 World Series of Bronco League presented by the Pony Baseball International here in beautiful Los Alamitos, California. I'm Glenn Miller. Alongside me for the call tonight is Larry Strother. And Larry, a lot of history here in Los Alamitos. It takes us back. We've had a lot of young talent here, but what does it mean to have this tournament finally here in Los Alamitos?
Well, it's been pretty exciting so far today. Had a very nice opening ceremony. A lot of people came out here. It's a lot bigger than I actually thought it was going to be. You mentioned we've had a lot of talent come through Los Alamitos. We've had a lot of great major leaguers here, 6 or 7 at one time came out of this league. And for a city as small as ours, that's a pretty amazing achievement. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the one time Los Alamitos actually won the Bronco World Series. And a lot of those players are here today for this. Interestingly enough, one of the players, Kyle Scott, his dad, Mike Scott, played on that '83 championship team. It was coached by Dave Scott. They're all in attendance tonight. We've just met the team from West Raleigh. I'm going to have trouble with that one tonight. West Raleigh. They made it through here by coming from behind. They're down 9-3 in the championship game against Brooklyn, the Bonnie Robins of Brooklyn. And anyway, they're down 9-3 in the 6th inning. They came back to win that game 12-9, earned the right to come here to Los Alamitos. Los Alamitos, by being the host, didn't have to play their way in. They got a berth. But that's a good thing, bad thing kind of deal because they don't quite know how good they are yet. And
right.
So,
as you mentioned, both of these teams coming here from very different routes. Los Alamitos has had a lot of play with some, let's say, non-conference games. They've been playing tournaments locally.
A lot of travel teams.
A lot of travel teams, whereas this West Raleigh team has really come through the tournament and have fought through a lot of competition to get here.
I was talking to some of the coaches and I said, you know, they had no one player which has led the way. They've had a lot of great contributions, timely contributions from a lot of individual players. Pinch hitters getting key at-bats and runners in scoring position. Pitchers who hadn't pitched before coming in and getting key outs. They had to win a lot of tournament games to get here.
Absolutely. And for Los Alamitos, it's kind of got to be interesting for them. They're going to see tonight what they're up against for the first time in this tournament play. And you had the opportunity before the game to talk to Coach John Lazar. What's he looking forward to in this game? What do they have to do to come out on top?
Well, I think obviously you got the home field advantage. They know all the little nooks and crannies and gopher holes out here in the field. You've played out in these fields before. These are great fields to play on. It's a real good home field advantage for it. Fields are a little smaller probably than the fields Raleigh was used to playing with. In fact, we're just talking to the coaches from Raleigh. They're playing at fields where there's like 250-foot fences, 260-foot fences.
Oh, my goodness.
They're a regulation 200 feet here. And, you know, a lot of those balls that we're going through for triples for West Raleigh are going to go hit the fence and they'll be singles. You know, they depend on their speed a lot and their defense. Going to see how that comes into play. Los Alamitos is, you know, Coach John Lazar saying kind of the same way. They're depending on their speed. They're depending on their defense. Don't give up, you know, big innings and keep the ball in play a lot. And, you know, Los Al's confident of their pitchers. I think in Marsh, they think they have, you know, one of the top pitchers in this tournament, Michael Marsh. He'll be starting for them. They have a lot of speed. I think he was mentioning Wyatt Gorman, second base, is starting to hit the ball well. Kyle Scott turning in some good at-bats. And, you know, so it is going to be an interesting game. Had some fireworks go in the game before.
That's right. The winner of this game will go on to play Evansville, Illinois, a walk-off in that last game. Pretty impressive there. A few errors late in the game kind of cost that Mexico team their opportunity to move on, but a great game nonetheless.
Well, and a few errors by Evansville also put them, they had an 8-6 lead going to that last inning. And, you know, you're in the World Series here. You got a big crowd, and there is a big crowd here. If you look out here in the left field line, people all the way down the line there. You know, they just put these bleachers up in the left field there. Those look like great seats.
Oh, yeah. You get a great view from back there, and it is a beautiful night here in Los Alamitos. Where else would you rather have a tournament than here in Southern California? It's mild temperatures out here, and you couldn't ask for anything better. That's right.
Should say we want to thank some of the sponsors who helped make these broadcasts possible. We didn't know we were going to be able to do this until like the very last minute. Put it together. Got some great local people to step up. Played Against Sports, always one of the best. Bill Phillips and his crew over there. Just moved into new headquarters in the old 24-hour fitness building over there in Los Alamitos. So check them out. And the Gorman Team Real Estate. We talked about Brian Gorman, but his mom, Brenda, and sister Jennifer. And
the whole family.
The whole family there. Although Brenda, who actually sold us our house many years ago. Brendan was saying Brian hadn't spent too much time in the real estate business the last 6 months. This has been a full-time job.
Oh, I'm sure it
putting
has.
on these, Mark Cole, CI Solutions, another former alumni from this league. Randy Hill, former president of the league, who's Randy Hill Real Estate, first-team real estate. And Friday Night Lights is helping us out. One of the top sports leagues in the area, not probably in the country.
The great program. And most of these kids that play baseball here end up playing football over there in the other season,
Yeah, they do. Also, they mentioned Mike Worthington, another veteran of the league, had 2 kids go through it, maybe 3. Yeah, all the people came through, raised some money. We can do this. It's going to be a broadcast, not only to our community, but also around the world.
That's right.
Parts beyond on YouTube.
And we're glad to bring it to you from Los Alamitos, and it's always neat when you can get the entire community really to pitch in and come together for an event as big as this one. 4 different countries being represented. It really is a special occasion, and it wouldn't be possible without those wonderful people. Most of them Los Al residents, some of them even LAYB natives. So very neat.
Take a short break now. A little special word from our sponsor, Play It Again Sports.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe. Nice.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
And welcome back to the first pitch of the 2013 Bronco League World Series. This is Nate Cleveland up at the plate for West Raleigh, North Carolina, and your pitcher for Los Alamitos is number 27, Michael Marsh. Low one outside. Second ball to count.
Los Al coach is very confident in Marsh's ability. That's one of the reasons why right there.
And that one's in there for the first strike of the game. Marsh said to be one of the best pitchers in this tournament. That one just outside. A 3-1 count now to the first batter of this game. And our first look at Los Alamitos in this Bronco League World Series. And that will be 4. A base on balls there for Nate Cleveland. And that will bring up the shortstop, Patrick Trease. Maybe not the start that Coach Lazar might have wanted there, but a start to our game nonetheless.
Yeah, he had a couple of good pitches there, and then I think he just maybe outthought himself a little bit. But
a throwback, safe at first.
You never know what's going through a 12-year-old's head. So, yeah, you see a lot of people here. I mean, there's a lot of former players, people, playing college ball right now and stuff are back here, which is pretty cool.
Walking around, there's always fun people around here at the Los Al Youth Baseball Complex, a beautiful complex at that. As that one swung on and hit to the second baseman, he won't turn 2, but he will get the out at first.
Wyatt Gorman, nice little play there, getting over, making the right play.
33, Bryson Smith.
And now Bryson Smith, number 33, the right fielder, will step up and take a hack. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. A man on second base. That one in there just on the outside corner. And Marsh here is really trying to work on the outside of the plate. Hasn't come inside too much. A wide lead at second while Warren the throwback. Here now.
Brendan Murphy over there watching, sneaking behind and getting back in the position over there at shortstop.
2 strikes. That one swung on. Won't get through. An overthrown ball at second base, and that will hold the runners. No one advances. Now we have runners on first and second base. And number 8, Alex D'Agostino, will step up to the plate.
Shortstop Brendan Murphy made a nice play getting over to the ball. Probably didn't have the play at second base. Probably should have held the ball. No damage, though, done. He's the son of a former Los Al High School coach, Patrick Murphy, who's now over at Newport Harbor.
That ball in the dirt, but no one will go. Runners will hold up, and we'll still have 1 out here. A ball on the count. Marsh paying close attention over there on second base. That one swung on, but fouled back. D'Agostino will come back and take a hack with a 1-1 count.
Finish up the Los Al lineup. They have J.J. Cruz at third base. Out in right field, they have Kyle Scott. Left field, Ethan Overby. And center field, you have Brandon Lazar, son of the head coach, John Lazar.
A pitch in there, just outside.
He was leaning. Couldn't quite get him to go for it, though.
A 2-1 count now to D'Agostino. Another throwback from Marsh. He's keeping close eye on his runners. He's got 1 on first and 1 on second. Cleveland's got a large lead out there on second. That one swung on and hit to the first base side, and out will be called. And that will advance the runners, though. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Runners on second and third. And now stepping up to the plate, Jake Twomey. Twomey is our expected pitcher tonight for West Raleigh. He pops out one straight up in the air, a high fly ball. And Los Al will make quick work of that one. No runs scored here in the top of the first inning. And Los Alamitos will have the opportunity to show their stuff here in the bottom of the first inning. We welcome you back here to the bottom of the first inning. In the top of the first, 2 runners stranded on, but no damage done. Los Alamitos now will have their opportunity to take some hacks. And first up is the pitcher, Michael Marsh.
I think Coach John Lazar's got to be pretty happy with that first inning, although Marsh walked over a batter and there was an error. Nobody really got any good, wood or aluminum on the pitches.
And that's the first pitch from Jake Twomey from West Raleigh. You'd have to think that Coach Lazar might have had a few beads of sweat on his forehead with 2 runners on and 1 out, but Los Al was able to make quick work of it. The 2-0 count, that one misses just outside.
I think he has a lot of confidence in his pitcher, though. It's like you were there, we were talking before the game. He has a lot of high respect for Marsh as a pitcher. So let's see how he does as a hitter. He's leading him off. You must like him there, too.
That's right. A strike-throwing machine, he may be dubbed. And Lazar would hope that he is a ball-crushing machine as well.
Probably hoping he's a run-scoring machine as well.
That's right.
Even better.
Working with a 3-0 count. That'll move the count to 3-1. A strike just in there. The umpire has some issue with some type of necklace that Marsh is wearing. Not sure he's taking it off, so it seems to be something that I have to warn both teams about. No jewelry out here, right?
No jewelry. It's like soccer. Basketball. I guess insurance purposes, I think, nowadays. What is an insurance purposes nowadays?
Yeah, right? And with that, the 3-1 pitch swung on and hit, fouled off, it looks like, down the right side. Unable to get to it is Bryson Smith. So Twomey's been able to work his way back from a 3-0 count. He's got 3-2 now on Marsh. And he'll step off. And it looks like Marsh and the catcher there, Ryan Dean, had some little issue they needed to talk about there. So a quick trip to the mound, and they're back in their positions.
Ryan Dean, one of the sons of one of the assistant coaches, and he's had a good tournament that when they won the zone.
So out of the windup, that one in there, strike 3 called. Looking at it, and they'll throw it around. Marsh goes down for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 10, Braden Murphy.
Catcher Ryan Dean reaching for it, but maybe he set up inside and the ball's over the outside of the plate.
Yeah, it looked like he just pinned it right there, right on the edge.
Umpire thought it was a strike, and that's all that matters.
So now coming up for Los Alamitos, Braden Murphy. Murphy, the shortstop here, wearing that coveted number 10 jersey.
All right, was that your number? Coveted?
I wish. I think that in Little League, the number 10 goes to, in soccer or in other sports, number 10 is considered a prestigious jersey, one of your better players.
See, that may have been the age difference. 13 was always the one when I was a...
Okay.
But I'm a lot older than you are, Glenn.
I thought it was unlucky 13.
I think everybody was, guys, it's like...
Okay. Trying to beat the spell?
You beat the system, man.
Okay.
That's what we always do.
I understand that as we have a quick mound meeting here. Manager Michael Twomey, the father of the pitcher, is coming out there to have a few quick words. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, no one on. Twomey had a great pitch on the outside to strike out Marsh.
So West Raleigh is, it's not as big a league as Los Alamitos. They only have like about, I think what they say, 10, 12 teams in the division. But they've turned out some good players. One of the players is an alumni of their league, Josh Hamilton of the Angels.
And that's very impressive. The pitch coming in just in the dirt. And if you want some numbers to compare that to Los Alamitos this year had 900 youths and 77 teams. That is a lot of players out here on these fields, which are pretty well kept, and it's a great place to play.
I don't know if it's still true. I know it was a few years ago. Los Alamitos had so many teams, they had to declare some of them were not eligible to put people on the All-Star team.
Wow.
Because the league was so big compared to most, a lot of the competitive leagues in the area.
Right.
So it wasn't fair to have a league with 20 teams competing against a league with 10. So they had to declare, okay, these 14 teams are All-Star eligible, the others aren't, which always made for interesting draft sessions. Now, I don't know if that's still the rule. I just remember about 10 years back, that was nice conversations on the preseason picks.
As that ball goes in the dirt, a second consecutive ball there. The count moves to 3-1 after the meeting in the mound. Out of the windup, that one's in there for a called strike. Now, we talked about competition. Los Alamitos moved from Little League baseball to pony baseball in the winter of 1973, partly because of those competition issues where you could have a 9-year-old playing against a 12-year-old.
Exactly.
As that ball is grounded to Twomey, he'll throw him out at first base. A stretch there by number 23, Christian Small. But 2 outs here now, and J.J. Cruz will step up to the plate.
He is the leading hitter for Los Alamitos, and I guess leading hitter. Like I said, they haven't had a ton of sanctioned tournament action, but they have played against a lot of travel teams, and Cruz has been hitting the ball very well in the postseason.
Unlike most of the kids on this team who have played together in the past, Cruz is a new face to this Los Alamitos roster, and he has done some considerable work since he's been on the team. He's elevated himself to one of the better hitters on the team, if not the best. 2 balls now. Twomey will work out of the stretch. The 2-0 count. That one low. The count will move to, excuse me, that one in there. Low, he must have just pinned it right on the edge there. A 2-1 count. And another one right down the pipe.
That one looked like a strike.
Yeah, that one you can't dispute. He put that one right where the money is, and Cruz had a pretty good look at it. And that'll do it. Our first base on ball for
Los Alamitos, number 5.
Los Alamitos. Cruz will take his base.
Pretty good eye there on that one. I thought that was pretty darn close.
I thought that was in as well. So I'm glad to see we're on the same page. Now stepping up is Kyle Scott, the right fielder, another bat on this Los Alamitos lineup.
We mentioned that Kyle Scott is the son of Mike Scott, who was a member of that 1983 team. Was a pitcher. Had the last strikeout, which won the World Championship for Los Al. So Kyle's in the stands here. Mike's in the stands with his dad, Dave Scott, who's the manager of that team.
And that one fouled back and away. I think that's something that's kind of special and unique to Los Alamitos, is you have a lot of older alumni and people who want to come back and see their kids play in the same league that they did. And so you have a lot of families who have stayed in Los Alamitos over the years, and therefore a lot of people know each other. It's really a great atmosphere around here.
It's one of those things, a lot of communities actually think that. Los Alamitos obviously does, but that's been proven by the census. So Los Alamitos and Rossmore, people stay here longer than they do other communities. Rossmore, I think, is like the #1 in the state of California. So a strange fact that I'll throw out and bore people with.
And that one just dropped a little bit outside. Count at 1-1 with 2 outs here. Cruz on first base, taking a sizable lead over there. Twomey checks back.
Wonder how many other leagues play under the light slot. This could be a big advantage for Los Al. Not a lot of leagues do that.
That one fouled up down the first base line, and it drops. Almost had an opportunity at it, was Christian Small. He's already had 2 great reaches on a pitch back from Twomey. He had to go upstairs and get that one.
That was suspenseful 2 different ways. I mean, him wondering if he could actually get to the ball, and also that wasn't that far foul, it looked like.
Almost a third out there. Los Alamitos will get another opportunity with a man on and 2 outs. That ball outside.
Pitch out, thought he was going.
Ryan Dean need to get up for that one. And so the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. The runner goes, but it doesn't matter. Scott strikes out, and West Raleigh has made quick work in the bottom of the first inning. We'll go to the top of the second after these messages.
Worthington Lissack Insurance Services has been serving your area for over 20 years. Our friendly staff will work with you to come up with a policy that works best for you. We work with Mercury, Safeco, Progressive, Fireman's Fund, and the Hartford. We offer coverage for auto and home insurance for homeowners, condos, and renters. We also offer commercial and business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, and more. Call Worthington Lissack Insurance Services at 562-795-5744.
And welcome back to the top of the second inning. No score here, but runners left on bases for both teams. Christian Small will now step up to the plate and see what he can do for this West Raleigh team.
Umpires trying to move this game along because that first one took so long. It started about 20 minutes late and then it went a long time. So we started this game probably an hour after it was supposed to start.
That one crushed out to center field. And the play is made. A nice catch by Colby Bursey out in center field.
Up next,
Yeah, I like you. When that ball was hit, I thought it was hit a lot harder than it was. I guess he just got off the inside of the bat a little bit.
Excuse me, that was Brandon Lazar out there in center field, the son of Coach John Lazar. A nice catch. He really had to come in for that one, and it is a little tougher out here with the lights and when you have to look up and the ball's coming through.
I think he's also like you. He thought the ball was hit harder at first.
Right. It
Then
looked like
had
it
to make
came
the
off the
adjustment.
bat.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now an 0-1 count with 1 out.
Good.
This is Ryan doing a ball in the dirt.
Good block there by Bursick. Didn't make any difference, no runners on base, but still, it looked good.
Right.
All the catchers out
appreciate
there
the
like
effort.
those things, yeah.
Ooh, that one just inside. Almost looked like it hit him, but just scraped across. 2-1 the count into doing. Marsh here is rocketing some of these balls into the catcher, but that's what he's known for. A hard fastball, but he comes with the off speed right there and gets a big swing out of it. 2-2 now the count, and Marsh is working his pitches. That one just low and grounded off to the first base side and out made by Chaffee. Quick throw around, and we have 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. So now stepping up to the plate, Ryan Mitchell Bagley. The third baseman for West Raleigh.
Or the fans behind us calling him Bags.
Maybe a nice little nickname. Yeah. Maybe he's got some wheels on him.
That's a baseball nickname. Hey, Bags.
Right.
Something from the Sandlot.
Oh, and that ball came inside. Pitched him high, almost like he was in the Sandlot, right? 1-1 the count. And
he was totally fooled by the pitch, too, because he was stepping into that thing.
Yeah, and that one just came real high on him. We've got a replay of this one. As you see, it just comes right over the top of him. Not a huge kid as Bagley, but nonetheless, it makes it a little...
Probably good. He was small on that one.
Exactly. It makes it a little bit of an advantage in terms of a strike zone for the batter. So now the 1-1 pitch. That one hammered away at the left side.
He stayed in there, too. That inside pitch didn't unnerve him.
You see those hands right there from Coach Michael Twomey. So the 1-2 count now with 2 outs, working out of the stretch is Marsh. That one fouled back and away.
That had some smoke on it.
Mitchell Bagley really hanging in there, getting his money's worth for this attempt. That ball in the dirt.
Another good stop there by Bursick.
Bursick's been a backstop back there for Marsh. We've seen a couple balls in the dirt from both these teams. That ball hammered to the second baseman. A great scoop. And 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here in Los Alamitos at the 2013 Bronco League World Series. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning here in Los Alamitos. Brandon Lazar will step up to the plate. We have a scoreless game here.
0-0. Not at all like the game before us, which was final score there was, what, 9-8?
That's right. A lot of runs scored in that game and a lot of errors as well. We've seen pretty clean play here thus far.
Mike Marsh, after not a really shaky first inning, but he did let those 2 runners on with the walk and the air.
That ball hammered to the shortstop. Gunned across, and he gets the out.
Good play
1
there.
down here in the bottom of the second inning.
I was going to say that Marsh looked pretty strong in that last inning for Los Al on the mound. A lot of heat behind his ball, good control, kept the runners off balance.
So now for Los Alamitos, the first baseman, Tyler Chaffee, will step up to the plate. Twomey's been pretty consistent here thus far. 1 out, that ball's in the low. A 1-0 count. And we should mention that during the break, as the manager, Michael Twomey for West Raleigh, comes and talks to our umpire, the home plate umpire, we should mention that during the break, the home plate umpire was actually rushing the West Raleigh team onto the field and making sure that the pitcher got out there before the rest of the team so he could warm up, because they really are trying to push this game and get this game going here.
Get it done before midnight. West Raleigh manager questioning the Los Al lineup and if the correct batter is there right now. Everything seems to be resolved. Umpire is satisfied.
So Twomey will work out of the stretch, a 1-0 pitch down and away. The second one in the dirt. Ryan Doohan unable to stop that one, but again, no runners on, no worries. That ball low again. 3 consecutive balls. A little low for Twomey here. He's been good thus far. Hasn't been blowing pitches by Los Alamitos, but has been working his off speed a lot. And there you see it, 4 straight balls, low and away. And Chaffee will take his base at first base. And now stepping up to the plate is left fielder for Los Alamitos, Ethan Overby. There he rebounds from 4 straight balls into a strike pegged on the outside corner. 0-1. The count to Overby with a runner on first base and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Checks back. Not a huge lead off there from Chaffee. And that's one of the differences between Pony and Little League Baseball.
Just going to say that, Little League and can't lead off. That's one of the objections.
That ball smacked into right field, but an easy routine catch for West Raleigh, and they will hold the runner at first base. A routine fly ball there for Bryson Smith.
Brings up the catcher, Colby Bursick.
And Bursick, as we mentioned before, really putting out the effort there to chase some of those balls down when really didn't need to be, but he's a big guy. He can really cover a lot of ground there behind the plate.
Moves pretty well for a tall, lanky guy.
Twomey again, ball in the dirt. So it's 1-0 with 2 outs here. Man on first base. Not a huge lead at first. The pitch comes in. And it's on the outside corner. 2-0 now.
Must be 9:35 at night. I'm hearing the fireworks. There you go, from Disneyland.
That's right. Here in Los Alamitos, the teams have they've got a wide variety of activities around here, including Disneyland, which is just down the street in Anaheim. You've got the beach just down the street as well. It really is a great venue to host baseball teams.
All the teams are staying in La Palma. I think the La Quinta Inn, which is really close to Knott's Berry Farm, too. Another entertainment possibility.
That's right.
An option.
Maybe a cheaper alternative to Disneyland for those days that you're looking to just get on a roller coaster or two. 3-1 the count here. The pitch in, swung on and hit to the second baseman, but it is fumbled with, and the ball will roll into the outfield. That will be our first official hit of the night.
For Los Alamitos, number 2, Wyatt Gorman.
And it looked there that Nick Horntuck was unable to field that one cleanly, resulting in a runner on first and the advancement of Chaffee. So now Los Alamitos has an opportunity here with 2 outs. And that one swung on and hit to deep left field, but it is caught. An easy catch for Alice D. Agostino. It was rocketed out there, but no harm done as we move to the top of the 3rd inning.
Friday Night Lights, what an experience. We've been doing this for quite a few seasons, me and these boys.
I love the excitement, the competitiveness. These kids are learning some good football skills, and we have a great time out here.
It's just a great experience for the kids to be out here. You know, obviously not everybody can win, but the ones that are doing are having a great time, and it's a fantastic sporting experience. What a great atmosphere for the whole family.
Well, it's phenomenal. I mean, look around. It's just a big party. They have the food vendors, and you know, there's a lot of sportsmanship out here, which is just more than anything. So.
I mean, there's got to be a couple thousand people here on a Friday night. It's just great. You get to come out here, you see a lot of your friends, and you know, they do the whole thing with the food, vendors and everything, and everybody comes out here and has a great time. It's just a lot of fun.
You know, there's 5 cities doing it, and another one getting ready, and we get phone calls all the time about the model of how to do it, and we talk to people all the time. So yeah, I absolutely think if it's the right recipe for a community event like this.
And welcome back here to Los Alamitos for the Bronco League World Series, top of the 3rd inning, no score here. And Larry, we have a special guest joining us now, if you would like to introduce him.
Yeah, no stranger to these fields. Greg Harris, who former major leaguer. Glove is in the Hall of Fame, only guy to ever pitch in left hand and right hand in the same game. How many, 15 years in the major leagues, Greg?
Yep, 15, and waited 9 years to throw left-handed, and I was finally able to do that the last year of my career, which is 95, and with the Expos, and yeah, a lot of good memories right here. Just coming back to Pony League division here, where it used to be called the Vikings, is what I used to play here. You know, they didn't have the major league names, and the field's in great shape. A lot of changes have been made over the years.
Yeah, a few.
Nice memories, though. Really good memories here, and I see over in the Pony League field that the foul pole, the light standards are still the same. Probably, what, telephone poles that they were when we were playing here?
Yeah. Right.
I think it's the only thing that's original, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, hey, we have something that's original here. If they can pull it up on the screen here. This is Hornshoe batting, by the way. But
strike in there.
Nice little pitch there by Marsh.
Well, it looks like the pitchers have settled in. They're getting their off-speed over.
All right, take a look at the monitor.
Oh, now there's some good pictures right there.
Yeah, go on the top right there. You see
How
that
about
guy?
That one?
It's a good-looking guy, huh?
From the Red Sox days.
Working on Dennis Lamb, trying to get him out here tomorrow. Craig Chamberlain, see them, and that's a good group.
Yeah, I talked to Andy Messersmith last week. He called.
Good. Yes.
It's like he called and said he'd love to have gotten here, but he couldn't. He had some other obligations up there. He's living by Santa Cruz. But Andy was the very first star of this league. He was the very first pitcher.
Yep, back in the day. I tell you, he has really neat, just the ambiance and the small little town. And
that ball's fumbled with the second base side, and that will be a safe runner there at first.
Gorman got it caught underneath him there, couldn't get it out.
Now batting number 10.
So what's it like, Greg, for you
Patrick
coming back?
Trease.
You seeing this? I mean, you played here obviously all those years. I mean, baseball was almost like a religion in Los Al in those days. Like,
baseball,
this was
like
the base. It was just fun every Saturday. Everybody came out here.
This is where it all started. Baseball was the thing back when I was playing. Soccer was still in the school system, but not like it is now. So it was baseball, basketball, and football. And just coming back here, and I was here with my son who came through here.
Who's done very well for himself.
Done well. He has signed with the Dodgers. He was 17th round this year. And he's now playing in his 4th week. He finally got his first big league win last night. So he's doing his dream that he dreamed about when he was playing through here. But just coming back and, seeing the the people here, all the locals still here, and all the people that you see growing up. And I've still worked with a lot of the local kids when I was at Cypress College and Los Alamitos High School when I was coaching, and now the younger ones are playing, and now they're 12. It's like time is flying. Just seeing the kids develop is pretty fascinating.
Glenn was mentioning earlier that a lot of people stick around here. I mean, that's what I've been amazed about this whole deal today. I run into so many. Jim Eckert, the guy who used to been working on these fields
Jim's
forever.
Been doing this for forever, and the other thing too is it seems like we've all went our ways, but we always seem to come back. It's just I run into the Coles family off and on, and they left, came back, and now they got to. Everybody's under the same roof.
Mark was a great pitcher for a while.
Mark was good. The Brosmas are still around. We see
Eric Brosma played.
I just saw him the other day, and
he can make up a AAA ball. Yeah.
It's just that kind of area. It's just still, it's still quaint and such. Even though they've added, some restaurants and Target, and now In-N-Out Burger's messing up everything. Now you got a whole different smell down there at Rossmore Center.
It's a little too tempting.
Now you've just messed up all our sponsorships in the future, Greg. Thanks a lot, man.
But it's just how much they've added. It's just to have all this space, and now it's getting to be where more people are coming in. There's more space for them, and it's just a great place to live. And
what do you think about these teams that you're watching so far?
Well,
Marsh looks like he's settled in.
I think Marsh set him in a little nervous at the beginning. When you're a host team, it seems like there's a little more pressure on you guys to pitch well because you're playing here at home and with all your fans here. And now all of a sudden you're realizing these are the top 8 best teams in probably the United States or the world if you look at it at the Pony League division. And it's the first couple, but it seems like he's getting it together, spotting up, changing speed. Same with the pitcher from North Carolina. So this could be a pitching duel. It could be one little mistake, and who knows what'll happen.
What do you think about his delivery?
Nice and smooth. Yeah, he's really good. Nice and easy. Doesn't overthrow anything. He's just got a nice, loose, long delivery, and so it's just he's mechanically is really sound.
As we take a look here at the shortstop, Patrick Trease working with a 3-2 count here and 1 out. Marsh with a big opportunity here as he checks the runner over at first base. That ball swung on and grounded to the shortstop. They won't look to turn 2, but they will get the out at second base, and that will go down as 2 outs now in the top of the 3rd inning.
Right fielder, number 33.
Now, that's Brendan Murphy. That's Patrick Murphy's son. You coached with Patrick, right?
Well, I was not with him. I just know who he was. I always kept missing him. When I was at La Salle, he was he was off to Newport Harbor. And when I was at Cypress College the first time, he was at La Salle helping out. So it's kind of like I was either behind him or what, but I did get to coach against him when I was at La Salle, and he was at Newport Harbor. So, and then you find out half of them coach someplace else, but their sons and everybody still come local here at La Salle. So, but baseball's always been a very big tradition here. And
who else? Does he have a Savage in his son playing in the league here from UCLA?
St. Hedwig and came in this league, and it's just the Marshalls. Another.
I said Savage. That's the coach at UCLA.
Yeah, coach at UCLA. Yep. And then he just how many sons do they have that keep coming through, and all these names keep popping up that have great genes, and now they're just able to perform here and hopefully get to fulfill their dreams and going through high school and getting a chance to play professional baseball. And it's just
you can step in here anytime, Glenn.
Of course.
I know you're in awe of Greg here.
I appreciate the
but I'm not. So
the honor here as that ball goes back.
Larry and I go way back, so we can he can say anything he wants. It's okay.
Yeah, you won't listen to me anyway. So.
Wow, last ball in the dirt. Advance the runner over to second base. And we're getting a good look here at the right fielder, Bryson Smith from West Raleigh. But Marsh has been able to get out of a few jams here. And that'll bring the count to 3-2 with 2 outs and a runner at second base.
I was curious, what's the biggest difference when you guys played to what's going on now? Because baseball is baseball. I mean, obviously a lot of things have been perfected and little things have been changed. But what's the biggest difference, you think?
Well, I think the biggest difference I saw is most kids here just. I don't remember being this big. I know that the size of these kids are big, and I know the birth date was changed, so there's a lot of bigger kids able to play. But I mean, look at the guy getting hit right now. I mean, he probably should be a Division I player. So big. But that's the biggest thing. They're quicker. They're just a lot stronger. But they're playing all year round now, which it could help in the long run, but it could also be their demise. That could cause injuries later. But plus, they still play all the sports while they're playing another sport. So they might be playing 3 sports at one time is probably the biggest thing that I've noticed, between soccer and NJB. And then sometimes, I think they brought back Pop Warner back. So it's just a lot of times it used to be one sport at a time we used to play. Now you can play multi at the same time because it kind of carries over. And
well, I was wondering about that because things are a lot more organized. Nobody goes out and plays pickup like they used to.
No, there's no going to the fields and picking up.
Did we used to play as much as they're doing now, but we did it pickup-wise?
Yeah, we did it pickup-wise, and it was at a field. It was either over the line. It was something where it didn't. We might have played, in the street with a tennis ball and rubber-coated hard balls. What we used to do playing over the line, that was always make your hands be quick with that little second hop that takes off. But it just seems like the kids are just playing all year round, and they're just getting more and more stronger by doing that, and they're learning how to play the game at an earlier age. Before we kind of just had to wing it till we got to Pony League, and then all of a sudden high school is where we were really taught how to do things. But plus, I think too, the coaches nowadays are real knowledgeable.
All right, so that ball goes in the dirt. Marsh here is really in a jam, and Coach John Lazar will come out and have a quick word with him here. There's 2 outs with runners jacked all the way around, and Marsh is really in a jam here.
Yeah, I've been impressed by the catcher. Bursick stopped a lot of balls. Gone to his,
good feet, good hands. I mean, he just, for a guy that's pretty big, he got some pretty good feet and soft hands. So and plus, like you say, Marsh is not just flipping it up there. I mean, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of late, especially with the little breaking ball he throws. He's got a late, sharp break, and like I say, I've watched the game earlier today on both fields, and it's just seems like they're just so much more polished. Like they've been doing this a lot longer than we did, and we just kind of learned it by watching CBS Sports on Saturday doubleheaders, and then go out and let's duplicate what we just saw at the field. And our seasons probably weren't as long.
Who's up now? Jake Young? Is this it?
Yeah, this is number 11, Jake Twomey. This
is
the pitcher for West Raleigh, now working with an 0-1 count and 2 outs.
Chance to help himself.
And Marsh has been pretty successful here with his off-speed pitches.
Off-speed when he gets behind the count. He's able to come in there and change speeds when it's a fastball count, which, like I say, they're learning how to pitch. It's these little rollover curveballs, I think is what they call this. Looks like the old football curve is what the definition of this is, and there's some pretty good break going on.
So the 1-1 here. That ball fouled off to the right side. A 1-2 count now with 2 outs, and Marsh trying to work his way out of this jam. He does have a nice fastball, but as we mentioned, this could be a
he
nice
just runs in there. This could be something down away.
Oh, gets him up top.
He just elevated and went up in the zone.
Nice powerful ball right in there.
Good job pitching out of that jam. That's good.
So at least 3 runners on there and goes down to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and no damage again done in this scoreless game.
All right, Greg, I have a couple more questions for you. One of the things, what do you think is the key for Marsh? The rest, he's not going to go
right now,
the way,
key for Marsh, the way it is, okay, they've already been through the lineup, was now it's time to pitch ahead in the count and then just hit those spots and keep the ball down, because sooner or later, these teams are good enough to make adjustments. And, like I say, the pitcher for Raleigh has really done a good job of mixing speeds. Pitching ahead in the count is even at this level, pitching ahead in the count is so much easier to get the job done and get the hitters out nowadays, because, like I say, they've got these bats that just take off, and they've got quick hands, and you get behind the count, these guys can still hit you hard.
They've changed the bats, right? There's composition now.
Yeah, they took it where it's not as much trampoline effect. I noticed it at the junior college level this year. The home runs are really down, and now you're seeing more balls just dying at the fence, or coming up a little bit short, but you know they're trying to find some way of keeping the ball in the park. You know, because these bats have been so live, but they're also having trouble with them, you know, cracking and all that stuff. But at this level, it's a big difference for them. You know, they can still get a good piece of the bat, and the ball still kind of takes off, as you saw with the Mexican team in the first game, hitting balls over center field, and I don't know if one even went into the street. But,
I don't even know if that had to do with the bat, because those were
that's
big,
just strong.
Those are big
you know, strength
players.
has a lot to do with it too. I mean, those are some strong boys, and
with good eyes. One of them hit a pretty darn good pitch.
Like I say, I just think that compared to when I was playing, there's so much more teaching going on. You know, before, you know, we just had dads volunteering who kind of knew the game a little bit. But now you have coaches here who's actually played. There's so much out there for information to make your kids better.
And so Twomey will stay on the mound for West Raleigh. Los Alamitos will restart their order with Michael Marsh leading off for Los Alamitos.
Yep, second time around. Let's see what the adjustments are made.
Marsh is not a small player either. He's got pretty good size.
No, he's good size, you know. Probably has good speed, good hands. Like I say, just your perfect leadoff hitter.
So after getting out of that big jam there at the top of the third inning, Marsh now has an opportunity here, the 0-1. Move to a 1-1 count.
Twomey looks like he's got a lot more arm action than, say, Marsh.
Yeah, he's a little, what we call a little bit more stiff arm. I mean, if you notice when he delivers, his arm's really stiff in the back, and then he just comes right over the top. It's almost like an iron mic, but, you know, not as drastic, but still, it's a little more stiff arm, and that's why his breaking balls is a little bit better, because he comes over the top more consistent, get that top spin to make it break. But he does a good job of keeping the ball down.
I know you always taught come over the top as much as possible, right? You always taught to come over the top as much as possible, right?
Yeah, you want to get your elbow at least parallel with your shoulder, so you keep your hand over the top of the ball. It's easy to get that downhill plane going.
And I always see you working with the guys over at Rossmore School against the wall.
Exactly correct. Okay, the wall creates the L, so you don't pull off or fall off towards first baseline or third baseline, but it just keeps you going north and south, which keeps your arm in a good angle to throw downhill.
So the 3-1
stress.
3-1 pitch here. That ball outside and another walk. Marsh gets on base. And now coming up is Brandon Murphy. Seen a lot of balls in the dirt here thus far today.
Yep.
A lot of low and outside.
They're keeping it down. I think they're aware that it's a small field, and anything in the air could get out of here pretty quick. But like I say, he's doing a good job of keeping the ball down. Now we got to see what happens.
So Murphy now with an opportunity. That ball low and inside.
Did you ever hit a home run here?
I did. One. My only home run here was a right center, believe it or not. When I was 12.
Guys, on
line drive the right field.
Please sit down. Thank you.
It's the only one I ever hit, even all the way through high school.
And apparently we had some guys doing something over there on the fences.
Like trying to get a better view, huh?
Over in right field, yeah.
It's like Wrigley Field, man.
Wrigley
just trying
Field,
to
trying to find a better seat.
Trying to catch a ball out there. But we'll have a 1-0 count here. No outs and a runner on first base. That'll be Marsh.
What do you think about the left field bleachers there, huh?
You know what? Great idea. I was talking to some of my buddies here from the past. I'm talking about once you double the fence like they do over here at the Pony League division, and then on the lower end you make it a
high fly ball over to the shortstop. Quick work of it, Patrick Trease.
So with the double fence, you put the screen where you can see through it like they do at Comiskey and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now you can have fans sitting and looking between the fence, but it's a double fence to be able to hit home runs, instead of just the line drives that hit out. It just gives it a little more character, and, I think they were talking about it, but I think it's a great look. If we could have just put those all the way around here, you got yourself like a little stadium.
And in the last game we watched one of these guys belt a ball actually over
Did he hit
those
over the
bleachers
stands?
there. So, I mean, some
I was
power
worried
makes
about
it a
my
little.
car over there on
Hey,
the,
you know,
the
the
base lot.
bleacher bumps. Now you got to worry about where you park nowadays. You know,
That ball swung away, left side, foul. It's almost like a mini green monster here for Los Al.
yeah, especially the one in right field. You know, I noticed that, you know, a couple of years ago when I came back that, you know, it's a little character out there in right field, and 189 down the right field line, so even right-handers could probably reach that on a good day, as big as strong as these guys are.
J.J. Cruz batting that 3-hole. Murphy's going to go, and the ball is dropped. Murphy's going to advance to third base, and the center fielder's unable to get a hold of that. So from first to third
It's a
goes
balk.
Murphy.
He'll have to go back to second.
Okay, so we have a balk here called by the umpire. And so that will move Murphy back to second base. He could have had 3 there if it weren't a balk. But
yeah.
Smart base running there. So Cruz batting now. He's got a runner in scoring position.
You know,
only
that's
one
the
out.
other thing too, Larry. Remember, we played a Little League rule, so we didn't have to worry about stealing or leading off. So, you know, now the kids are put in a situation where they got to learn to play, you know, like the big boys do. And, you know, a lot of times it could be a track meet, but there's a lot more strategy at this age that kids need to learn. And this was a prime example of the pitcher not picking up the runner or coming set and seeing what he's doing, you know, instead of just getting it and going.
I mean, that was one of the main reasons. I know Norm Brady. Do you remember Norm when he was
I do.
You know, actually a very good ball player, played with Stan Musial, but he was the guy who was living in this area. And he came over and he was working with Pony and convinced Los Al to go from Little League to Pony.
Yep.
Do you remember, well, you were Little League, you said. So.
We were Little League when I played here. We didn't learn to run or steal bases and lead off until you were 13. And
it was a big jump then you made over to the Pony
that
field.
was a real big jump. Because think about it, you're just going from one station to station, you know, and then all of a sudden now you got to lead off, and now all of a sudden the cleats come in, the big metal cleats that we used to try to wear.
And the bases are so
and
much
the
farther.
bases are farther. It's like all those hits you got when you were 12, you're out now. You know, it's just, the whole game changes.
That ball popped up in the air. J.J. Cruz will be out, but that runner on second remains. So 2 outs now. And a nice little catch there over in left field.
Number 5, Kyle Scott.
The shortstop there made that catch. That was
Patrick Trease.
That's a good play. Stay with the ball very smoothly.
Did a good job at short. Yeah.
Well-coached team. I just watching the way the guys are all, you know,
fundamentally sound. I mean,
third baseman
kids
came
have
over,
an
covered
idea.
right.
They know what they're doing. They know where to be. But like I say, it just comes to the good coaching that, you know, there's just so much out there to teach the kids to do it the right way, and you know, it's just it's really helped the kids for the future to know it sooner.
So now we have the right fielder Kyle Scott, who will ground that one to the shortstop. Trease unable to come up with it. Runner safe at first, and Marsh will advance to third. 2 outs here, and this is probably the best opportunity Los Alamitos has had in this game.
Up next for Los Alamitos, number 24, Brandon
Lazar will get the opportunity to possibly bat a run in here. He's got runners on the corners with 2 outs and a fresh count to work with.
Well, that box saved a run there for, strangely enough, it saved a run for
Yes,
West Raleigh earlier. Murphy would have scored on that ball. 2 outs, he easily would have come home.
Ball outside. The runner from first will advance. No need to throw it down. So now runners on second and third. 2 outs here and a 1-0 count. Twomey the pitch. That one hammered to the shortstop. We'll see if he can cleanly field it here. And he does. The out is made and 2 are stranded.
Got a strong arm, boy. For a little guy, he got a strong arm. Like I say, good fundamental sound, you know, fielding, coming up, throwing a strike. I mean, it's, you know, that's what you see. I mean, Los Al's known for a lot of, you know, good fundamentally sound players. They teach the game right. You can see how it reflects into the high school system, and you know, it's just at all the levels here. You know, they've all been pretty successful here, even, you know, in the this year's and even in the past couple. You know, it's just something that it's just a given. It's like Fountain Valley. It's just that you go there, you know what you're going to get. You got good players, and they feed the Fountain Valleys and Edisons, and it's like each Little League system that's really good feeds a really good high school program, and it just all becomes a big feeder program. And then you have the travel teams that go on top of that. Now most of these kids get to play together.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's good to a point, to where the kids now can play together, and if they're all going to go to the high school together, I think it's an advantage, because they all get along. You get that good character going and good camaraderie between the players, and they all get along, and it carries over wherever they go. But there's still a time to where even travel ball needs to just give the kids a break, let their bodies take a break, do something else, just take at least a month off. I recommend taking a month off in August and December, if that's possible around this, because travel ball's all year round now. I mean, it's amazing where these kids just don't stop. And
I always wonder how many burn out.
Well, you ask Barnes on that, the football coach at Los Al. When I was at Los Al, I talked to him, and he goes, you know what? I like that, because, you get guys that are burned out, and all of a sudden I get an athlete who doesn't have any bad habits. Now I get to mold him, because, he's just a good athlete, and I'll just tell him what he needs to do and teach him the right way, and then they transfer over and become he gets good athletes that, you're right, they get burnt out from other sports.
As we take a look at the third baseman here, who's going to lead this off for West Raleigh, Ryan Mitchell Bagley takes a cut there, 0-2 the count. Pitch on its way, pretty high there from Marsh. 1-2. Try to just blast it by him like he did on that called third strike that got him out of that jam. And
there's that little breaking ball.
There it is. He gets the strikeout there on that off-speed pitch.
Catcher number 26, Ryan Twomey.
And that's a nice setup he has going on there. Gets him on that 1-2 count. And
sets him up, throws him up and in a little bit, and then down and away. So, they're calling a pretty good game for both teams today.
And that ball hammered to the second baseman. Fielded cleanly, and they'll throw it around for the second out of the inning.
Sounds like he's jamming a lot of batters.
Well, his ball runs when his arm angle comes around that low, even though his elbow's still parallel with his shoulder, he's getting a lot of run inside on the right-handers and away to lefties. So he's running it hard on these guys' hands, especially nowadays when you have all these kids on top of the plate. It just opens them up to be able to jam them.
So very quickly here, Marsh has been able to give Los Alamitos 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning, and he gives them another strike there. He's got a smaller strike zone to work with on this batter. That ball tipped up and away. Last time we saw Bagley up, he really had to fight himself off with a 1-2 count. Fouled away about 4 or 5 balls before putting one in play.
Good thing they put that extra screen up here, huh, Larry? Remember the days you were there? They'd be screaming over here in the Point League field half the time.
Yeah, but you could run and get a foul ball and get a Chili Billy.
Yeah, or Chili Billy or our Coke. And I used to show up here just to do that.
That ball grounded to the second base side, and 1-2-3. Los Alamitos gets out at the top of the fourth inning, and they will have the opportunity now to score some runs in a game that has not seen a lot of offensive production.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite. I wonder how what was going on over there. I saw, I think it was Puerto Rico ahead of Vacaville earlier.
I don't know. I haven't seen the scores. I haven't been over there yet. And
too much happening at one time around here.
You know what?
Hard
it's
to
just,
keep up
you
with
got
it all.
something going here, and you don't hear a whole lot of stuff going on over there. So you just assume that. I haven't seen a lot of foul balls on our field either, so I mean, maybe they're getting a lot of balls are going forward over there.
And we got a new pitcher in here for.
We have a new pitcher for West Raleigh, Reed Dittner. His father is the business manager of this team, and West Raleigh will change it up a little bit, see what they can get out of Dittner. You see a little off-speed pitch there.
Fastball and a slow curveball there. You're going to start changing speeds here.
I know you've always been very concerned to make sure young pitchers don't overthrow, don't throw too many times during the season, through the week in a game. What's your thought about at this age?
At this age, like I say, with them pitching all year round, I believe you have to really protect the pitcher's arms because a lot of them are playing other positions also. So, you know, they're not just pitchers only. They're playing short. They're playing outfield, catching.
And they're making a lot of throws.
And they're throwing a lot, even if you're not, you know, throwing. The only safe place is probably first base after you pitch. But, you know, even when I was here many moons ago as the Pony League commissioner, you know, I put in some pitch count things early in the season, you know, like the first couple of weeks, you know, no more than X amount of pitches. And then, you know, if you go 3 or 4 pitches, you need almost 3 days off. Because, you know, when we play in the big leagues, if you pitch 4 or 5 innings, you don't pitch for 3 days anyway. You know, it's just – so, you know, the idea is they need the rest. And I would also slow down the travel ball kits is what it would do. You know, because they're throwing travel ball and they're playing during the Little League system or the Pony League season. And the guy's doubling up, and it's just a lot of throwing. So if you kind of slow them down a little bit early, and I think what happened the year I was here is it created a environment where you have other guys pitch that normally probably wouldn't have. And as it turned out, the teams that stuck around with 4 or 5 pitchers for the season lasted longer, and the guys that stuck with the first 2 or 3, you know, throwing a lot of innings during the week, you know, they have a tendency to die late in the season.
So Dittner off to a good start here. He's got a quick 2 strikes on Tyler Chaffee, the first baseman. And he's gone already 2 quick fastballs.
Yeah, plus I'm not too fond, Larry, of the pitcher-catcher combination that I've seen over the years. You know, you pitch one game, catch another game. You know, that's...
You're throwing the ball every pitch there again.
Yeah.
That ball just over Dittner's head. Picked up and fired over.
Trease looked good
nice
there.
out there. Trease with a rocket.
Ethan Overby.
So Ethan Overby now with an opportunity with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, excuse me. See that slow moving pitch there from Dittner.
Changing speeds, boy, going with the slow one now.
Big guy,
slow ball. You know, kind of deception going on there. And then he lets it go.
That one.
So you can see a lot of contrast here, so it's going to tough to hit somebody like this if he's changing speeds on him a lot.
Ball just in there. 2-1, first strike of the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Overby 0 for 1 today. Looking for his first hit. Really just trying to pin that outside corner.
Yeah,
that's
what they're doing. They're going fastballs in and they're going soft away.
That ball crushed, and that'll be a hit right up the middle for Overby.
Ah, good job of hitting.
A runner on, and that slow pitch kind of came back to bite him there. He sat on it and was able to knock it right up the middle. So now we have Colby Bursick, the catcher, with a man on first base and 1 out here. Looks like we'll have a pinch runner. That's what it looks like. And they will send out Josh Mora, number 1, into the game to pinch run for Overby. Maybe put some speed on the bags.
Mora is one of the faster runners here. I guess he smoked people at the Oak McAuliffe track meet.
Track meet.
Yeah.
And he's going to take off there. Looking for 2, and he'll get it easily. No slide there.
Good size. That's a good size boy right there.
And he made that run look easy.
If he's a sprinter, then these bags are going to be nothing. Should be able to get a good jump and go. Especially if the pitcher throws that off-speed pitch. If he can time it, you should be able to.
It's a big advantage to have speed on the bags and
distract the pitcher.
Distract the pitcher. Yep.
Take the focus away from the
Take
task
the focus
at hand.
away from the hitter. Absolutely. Get a guy that likes to jitter and move around and get big leads, jump around.
You can see this lead Morrow's taking here. That ball's away in the dirt, and Morrow's going to take off to third base.
Rather easily.
Whew, that was nothing, wasn't it? Whew.
So Morrow jogs over to third. The count's 1-0 with one out here.
Looks like the infield's back, so they're not going to cut it off.
Ball high and inside.
Same theory. Pitching fastballs hard in and maybe trying to get him to hit it to third.
2-0. The pitch. Batted, fouled, up and away.
Bursick didn't have his feet set on that one either. He was like a little traveling there in the batter's box as he was doing it. I was just wondering if he's impatient or if he's full
He
with the
just
pitch.
can't. Yeah, he can't wait to hit. You got a man on third and one out. Anything good, I'm swinging.
That ball in the dirt. Morrow will stay.
Good job by the catcher to keep his nose down on that one.
So Jake Twomey, the previous pitcher, moves the catcher just as you were talking before, moving that pitcher-catcher combination around.
That's, glad you picked that out. I just now noticed that.
That ball belted into center field, back to the wall and gone. A 2-run shot there for Los Alamitos and their catcher, Colby Bursick. The big man does it with a runner on third base.
No doubt about that one.
And crushed that one.
On that one. I'll tell you, that was a clothesline.
Hit the top of the scoreboard fence there.
It went on top of the batting cage, over the scoreboard.
And that ball had some fire behind it. That thing was belted out of here.
Had a good look at that Wells Fargo sign out there. They're getting their sponsorship dollar right there.
Definitely on that one.
So now Coach Michael Twomey come out to the mound, talk it over with Dittner.
In the minor leagues, you get you hit a tire out there, you get 4 tires. If you hit it over there, you get a hamburger or something. They had all kinds of things if you hit a sign or.
Oh, in the minor league.
Yeah, it was pretty some cool stuff they had in
promotional
there.
deals. Yeah.
Promotional deals. Yep, and we even had it to the point where down in El Paso it was called the Dudley Dome, and if somebody hits a home run, then after he gets done at home plate, he goes around the stands and they put money out the fence.
No way.
And this is even during when the game's back on. The guy's got hat and he's going around the stands and they put dollar bills in their hat.
Like going to a wedding.
Called the Dudley Dome, man. You can make some money there if you're a minor leaguer. And that used to be the Angels organization back in the 70s. So it was basically called a Homer Dome almost, but some interesting stuff you see.
When you were signed, who were you signed by originally?
I was signed originally with the Mets.
Mets, okay. And how long were you with that organization?
I was with them. I went 4 years, 3 years through the minor leagues, and then made it to the big leagues in '81. And then that was the year we had a 52-day strike right in the middle of my rookie season, and we're stranded in New York until the strike was over. And then next thing you know, you're traded for George Foster to Cincinnati.
George Foster. I haven't heard that name in a
George Foster, yep.
He had a couple of good years there.
He did, the power hitter, and looks like the Cincinnati Reds are starting to break up that big red machine. The time I got over there, it looked like it was a little red wagon, is what we used to call it.
Wyatt Gorman slaps that one over to the first base side, but taken care of.
He's hitting the ball hard, lines out the left field first time, now he lines out the first.
Michael
that was a
Marsh.
snag there by Christian Small over at first base.
I have a question. Okay, when you signed, was under the old rules? Was it still the reserve clause still in effect in baseball or not?
Yeah.
So, all right, Andy Messersmith, another alum of this league. He's one of the players, him, Dave McNally, and about 24 others, but that changed everything. I mean,
that changed everything when all of a sudden the free agency was put into place, and now players can actually go out and bargain with other teams, and it just opened up everything for what you see now. And it's just back then, was it a good thing? Well, maybe they thought so at the time, but how it's kind of escalated into what it is today with these big contracts that nobody's playing 20 years anymore. Nobody's playing like they used to in the old days. And
well, did you have to play 20 years just to make some money?
Well, to make that, you had to play 20. When I was coming through, it was 20. The time I got done, it was 10. So I was fortunate to play 15. So that But there's a lot of players out there that are just, shy of 10. They might have 7, trying to get back into big leagues so they can get their pension. Because once you get 10 years more, you're fully pensioned, which is what everybody was trying to do. But you got to be in the big leagues doing it as a coach, a player. Right. Yeah.
Look at that off-speed pitch there. That will get him out of the inning, but
Marsh was almost like surprised by that one as it came.
Well, you can say, he's an aggressive hitter, and all of a sudden you're throwing the slow stuff. And that's what I say, fastball hitters have trouble adjusting to off-speed pitches there because they're just so anxious.
And Dittner wasn't able to get out of that inning without 2 runs coming in. Colby Bursick with the shot over center field. And the score now, 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning.
Worthington Lissack Insurance Services has been serving your area for over 20 years. Our friendly staff will work with you to come up with a policy that works best for you. We work with Mercury, Safeco, Progressive, Fireman's Fund, and the Hartford. We offer coverage for auto and home insurance for homeowners, condos, and renters. We also offer commercial and business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, and more. Call Worthington Lissack Insurance Services at 562-795-5744.
All right, we're back here before Glenn takes over with the play-by-play. Just want to thank again a lot of our sponsors made this broadcast possible. The Gorman team, Realtor, Brenda Gorman, Brian Gorman, Jennifer Gorman, the Gorman team. They're out here in the field tonight with Wyatt Gorman, too, so future Realtor. Also, Mark Cole, CI Solutions, Randy Hill, First Team Real Estate, Bill Phillips, Played Against Sports, always been a great supporter of all the activities and the stuff we've done here on Los Al TV. I know I've forgotten 1 or 2. Mike Worthington, Worthington Insurance. And Friday Night Lights. One of the biggest activities in the country. Friday Night Lights. About 5,000 people showing up there on a Friday Night Light to watch the flag football. They even employed you, didn't they, Glenn, at one time?
That's right. I got in a little coaching job there.
Led a team to a championship, right?
That's right. Got to raise a trophy. It is, man, that league a lot of fun. It really gives guys an opportunity outside of Pop Warner to go out and learn the game of football. It's a lot of fun.
Best thing they could have done. Flag football was popular in the elementary schools, and now all of a sudden you put it in a league, and it's just everybody can play it.
As that ball's popped straight up in the air. That's Nick Hornsa, the second baseman for West Raleigh. But Friday Night Lights also gives the guys an opportunity in the offseason when they're not playing baseball
to play something else.
Do something else. And
use different muscles.
Use different muscles. And I am still a big believer that
drop third strike there.
Throwing the football is very good for you.
Number 4, Nate Cleveland.
Orange shoe thrown out there. His mom is right in front of us, scorekeeping there for North Carolina.
That's right. Nate Cleveland now.
Parents look the same wherever they are. It's like when they watch their kids play.
Yep.
There's no difference.
Except they have a new format now that they can keep their stats. Every time you put a number in, it automatically calculates.
Well, I'm doing it right here on the iPad now.
Just like that, yep. Before we had to go back and hopefully we can understand the writing we did on the scorekeeper so we can decide what's going on. Everything's instant feedback right away.
That's a no, it's an RBI. That's an RBI. Looks like
yeah.
So Nate Cleveland working with an 0-2 count here, 1 out. The pitch from Marsh, down and in the dirt. Trying to come in low again on that 0-2.
Got to be an advantage in one sense for, I didn't even think about this, but Marsh, they didn't play last weekend. They were watching the other team. He's got to have a pretty rested arm.
Oh yeah, that helps also, absolutely. 'Cause I don't know, how their season went this year. I take it he was on the All-Stars. I don't, how far
but they were
went.
They were grandfathered into this.
Grandfathered in.
So they didn't have to.
They didn't have to
play.
qualify,
Yeah.
so they were able to.
That ball is down the middle, crushing the left field, but it will only result in a single.
Now that's exactly what the Raleigh coaching staff, the rest of the Raleigh coaching staff was talking about when they were playing last weekend. They're on big fields. That ball gets by, that goes maybe for a triple.
Right.
Here in Los Al, So.
Nope. Like I say, each venue has their different field setups, and the distances vary. And it's like this one compared to the Ron Lundvik next to us is a lot bigger than this field. So there are dimension changes, and I think during this tournament, everybody get a chance to play on all fields. And
this crew tonight will play on the Ron Lung field.
Ron Lung tomorrow, right? Huh?
Ron Lung, longtime player agent.
Yes, he was. He was ran this when I was here.
Years.
Yes, he was. I think it was 37 years. Or I was just talking to him today, and he just was always there for everybody, getting this thing started here at Los Al, and
that ties this game
Patrick
up.
Trease back to the wall and out of here. Another home run, but that one goes for West Raleigh, and will tie this one up at 2 apiece.
Player of the game so far for West Raleigh, that's for sure.
Ball up in the zone. He stays inside it, and he's a left-handed hitter, drives it over the fence in left center. It's just it's a very good sound swing.
Patrick Trease just got a hold of that one and took it just to the right of the bleachers over there in left field. I don't know if that one had gone over, if it was just a little bit more left.
Yeah,
that one, I didn't think there was any doubt the moment that one did.
Nope, line drive. Wow.
And Marsh knew it too. I just looked at his face. He knew it the moment he gave it up.
Well, like I say, that's one other thing that you got to know. If you're throwing that hard, you're helping. The hitter doesn't have to do too much, but just get the barrel in the right place and let the pitcher do the work. And as hard as he's throwing, he just got one out there where he got the barrel on it, and good swing, and there it goes.
And just like that, we have a tied ball game as Bryson Smith, the right fielder, steps up to the plate with 1 out. That ball is rocketed in there. You think Marsh has a little extra something on it now. Ball fouled off. It's an 0-2 count now. 1 out here.
Looks odd to see a pitcher wearing
well,
bandage
I'm
like that.
curious
I know they're different kinds nowadays, but.
Well, normally, I wouldn't think he was able to throw with that on, because something's, even though it's not white or a different color, but I know at the upper level they don't allow that, or you got to hide it. One of the two. This has been exposed since the game started, and I guess they allowed it, but normally you'd have to either cover it up or take it off.
So Marsh gets a strikeout there with a high fastball, and that will welcome up Alex D'Agostino, the left fielder, to bat for West Raleigh. That ball backing away. Bursick unable to get to that one.
Marsh doesn't look as smooth as he did earlier.
No, he's getting a little quicker.
Is that when you get tired?
He's getting a little tired. He's throwing a lot of pitches today. And much better there. That was a lot smoother, not trying to overthrow.
That ball comes across the plate for a 1-1 count. Gets another one low down there and gets him swinging. 1-2 now. Marsh, the pitch, tries to go low again, but it's too far into the dirt. Evens up the count, 2 apiece. Again goes to the low pitch.
There.
That one will get him.
Good job keeping the ball down, but yeah, just got that one up out over the plate. Larry, are you familiar who our first base umpire is here today?
No, I'm not. Who's that?
It's Jay Hicks.
Tom Hicks?
Tom Hicks, and he's the one that runs Diamond Baseball.
Diamond, okay.
Diamond Sport. When Jay, like I say, Jay was there when I first year at Long Beach City, and I played for his dad for many years, and so Jay took over the business, and he has an umpire crew, and I think this is his umpire crew. He actually goes to Cooperstown, so I guarantee he'll probably be going to Cooperstown. This is what he does other than being the head guy at Diamond Sports.
Diamond Sports is one of the largest suppliers of
baseballs, yes. All the equipment. First it started out with the baseball. We did it across the street at Los Al, and Joe tore every baseball apart that was made to find out what's in it. So he would take what's in it and take the best things because he wanted to make a baseball that could hold up to the pitching machines with the rubber wheels because it would tear the balls up real quickly and then rip at the seam. So he developed the ball that could last longer in there, and then next thing you know, he develops a ball that goes into the minor leagues, you know, all the colleges. I mean, it's a very good ball, good product. He tried to go to Major League Baseball, but it seems like Rawlings has the conglomerate on the big league stuff, but has made a good business for him. But like I say, he has a crew that goes to Cooperstown, and the umpires there, so I guarantee he'll be going to Cooperstown sometime in August.
To do that whole Field of Dreams.
All Field of Dreams. Yeah, he does the big one, not the All-Star Park in Oneonta. He does the original Cooperstown Field where the 90 teams
There's
are.
like a minor industry now in Cooperstown. There's the original one, and then there's. I remember driving by there. You know,
there's 90 teams there. I mean, there is fields everywhere. They're in bunkhouses. Look like you're in an Army barracks. And the All-Star Park was a new one added with 25 teams out there in Oneonta, which is a little more modernized. But it's just so many more great opportunities to play at it.
Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Brandon Murphy just kind of sat on that pitch, able to dribble it down to the third baseline. But that will be the first out of the inning here. And J.J. Cruz steps up to the plate. This is a big bat for Los Alamitos.
And Bagley with a nice play there. West Raleigh players, they all like the flat hat style.
That's how they're made now. They're not. It's just I don't know what the manufacturing is. You know, that's all about. But yeah, we had that at Los Al. You can't straighten them out like you're supposed to. And I'm not as bad as a truck driver, but we're talking about at least get a little bit of bend in it.
Yeah.
You can't. It's a very stiff brim, and I don't know if it's just the modern look. You know, like style is changing, but you can see where the team from Raleigh is. They all have that. You can see all those lids up in the air, and there's no roundness to them. And I always say you can serve dinner on them because it's like a flat, it's like a flat plate sitting on top of your hat.
As long as it's like duckbill. I mean,
duckbill. That's it. That's exactly right.
So J.J. Cruz fouls that one up and away. 1-2 the count to him.
We've officially become old guys, Greg. So we passed that. Now we're talking about the hats in our day.
We're talking about the hats, and we're just.
When you try and bend it, you got to bend it just right. Some guys had an actual crack in the curve,
Right, or like you say, you can tell if he's a left-handed or a right-handed guy. I mean, it just depends, the pull down.
That ball popped up to the left field. Alex DiAgostino makes quick work of that one. A routine fly ball for 2 outs.
Kyle Scott.
Kyle Scott now to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Got on base last time, hit the ball in front of the plate, right?
That's right. And since that home run, Dittner's been pretty good here so far. That off-speed pitch is really working for him.
Got the off speed, the offer speed, and
he's
then
got
every
it.
now
He's
and
got
then,
the slower and slowest working.
And then it throws a little heat just to keep you,
and then exactly
make you pay attention. That was a slower.
Yep.
0-2, and it's hard to get a grip on that ball.
He has one that has a bigger break than all of them, and it's the one that comes in slower. It's tough to stay back.
Tempts you. This is really teases you.
Want to jump out there and get it.
Yeah, we saw Marsh had a little problem with that one earlier.
Oh, yeah. It's, like I say, aggressive hitters, it really messes them up, especially their timing.
So Dittner now the pitch
there
in.
It is right there. Oh.
Very slow.
That's the pitch.
Try to get him on that 0-2 count.
Yeah. Then he tries to stay back, and he throws a fastball in.
Well,
but that's pitching.
The mind game is 3/4 of the game in pitching. There.
There it was.
It comes in just on the outside there.
See, the kids are learning at an early age how to pitch, which is just so advantageous. When it gets to time you get to high school, they pretty much know how to do things, And even though I know they're calling pitches for them, but at least you still learn how to pitch people.
And that ball outside, so Dittner's now gone from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count here with 2 outs. The pitch Slows it down again and gets him with a big swing on the outside. That'll do it for the bottom of the fifth inning.
That just almost stopped.
Scott looked a little frustrated, like he thought he had a little.
Thought he had it, yeah, no, you don't.
And looks like they're gonna keep Marsh out on the mound. Seems like that seems to be the trend here in pony ball or some of the little league ball, is to go with your pitchers deeper into the games, more so. And
well, especially if they're good.
Exactly. And Marsh is boasted up to be one of the better ones in this tournament.
Yes, he is. And like I say, he has all the pitches to do it. He has his demeanor to go out and be aggressive and not get rattled. And, you know, you make a mistake and you pay for it and you come right back. And he was able to get the outs after that without creating a big inning. So, you know, again, it's just another thing that you get to learn how to, you know, control your emotions and forget about one thing and get the next guy.
So Jake Twomey, who moved from pitcher to catcher for West Raleigh, will now come to the plate and lead off this inning in a tied ball game at 2 apiece.
Batting for West Raleigh, number 11, Jake Twomey.
Jake Twomey, Derek Hernandez having some fun with the names.
That's right. I think Twomey gave him a little smile, too, when he heard his name being called. That's a rocket a little bit high. Marsh working, but that one's fouled up and away. Busick's been all over the place tonight, chasing down balls back there. The 1-1 in the dirt. And that ball fouled away again. So now when you look at someone like Marsh, when do you know when it's time to cut off one of your younger pitchers? And when do you know when it's time to kind of slow them down? Do you
Well, as soon as stuff starts getting up in the zone, you know, once he starts to, you know, get a little tired. I mean, you get these kids throwing to 70 pitches, you know, 60 pitches, and, you know, it's, again, if you're playing travel, he's probably throwing in a game over the weekend. He's probably throwing on a Friday and throwing again on a Sunday, you know, and you know how quick the All-Stars are. Everything's close together, but you know, there's time where you got to know and pick a time where you protect your good arms for another time. You know, there might be a game that you know, you could save him or let him not even pitch, or I'm not sure what position he plays if he's not pitching. You know, but tonight he is throwing a lot of pitches, so I don't know if he's your first baseman for the next game tomorrow. I'm not sure. But again, you know, this is do or die. This is probably the last tournament of the year. This is the last hurrah, so you give it everything you got, and you know, hopefully you take the winter off. And
Twomey slams that one past the second baseman there. Gorman,
you know, maybe
unable
he's
to
a
get
basketball player. You know, I don't know. You know, you got the NJB stuff that's really popular here, and you know, I don't know if he plays soccer too, but you know, I think after the long baseball season, it'd be time to take a break and try something else, or don't do anything.
Bronco U12, what are you, like 7th grade there?
I believe so.
I mean, when they changed the rule for the age, would they go from what did it go back to? It went to January 1st?
It went to it went from August 1st back to I don't know, was it June? Back into June. It just created a situation.
We really did our research before we talked about this.
Yeah,
That's
right. I just know when it started to happen, it was mainly some kids will spend 3 years in the same level.
Right.
You know, which in development stage is good, but then it's the kids that need to go up and be challenged, you know, they're just dominating that third year, you know, so, you know, the rule sometimes slows down somebody who's a better athlete, who could probably play up at the next level.
So this looks like a pinch hitter here, number 13, Grayson Laspaludo. His father, also a coach for West Raleigh, Dennis Laspaludo. So Laspaludo tries to put down a bunt there, but that one's fouled back. So a runner on first here, no outs for West Raleigh.
My last All-Star game in baseball, I missed the bunt signal, the sacrifice.
You missed the bunt sign.
I missed the bunt sign.
Yeah, because back in our day there, we did a lot of sacrificing. That was part of the game. It was small ball. And, it's just bunt them over and let your other guys bring them in, and a lot of hit and running going on. Like I say, we didn't have to do too much, but that sacrifice was very important. It's and things now, it's almost like a lost art. You don't see a lot of people doing that bunting anymore. They're looking for the 3-run homer, or they're looking for, more offense. But this is a very important part of the game, at least for pitchers now in the future. You got to be able to bunt and sacrifice and get the bunt down.
A leadoff will be checked at first base.
What you mentioned, that kind of played into what John Lazar was talking about before the game. He said one of the keys for us is not to go for the home runs. Keep our kids from not trying to go for the home runs.
Trying to go, small yard, trying to, I can go deep here. And, all it does is create bad habits and get them to uppercut, which you want them to do, because all they're going to do is either pop it up or top it.
Oh, you want them to do it as a pitcher.
Yes.
As the manager of the hitter, I don't know about that one.
So that ball low and away, 2-2 the count. A man on first base, and Marsh dealing to Laspaludo. He checks back to first again. That ball fouled back away. Laspaludo is battling here. And that's the third throwback first. Must be worried about some type of speed they got on the bags.
You had a pretty good sized lead over there.
So now this count has moved from 0-2 to 3-2.
Getting distracted.
He's worried about the hitter. I mean, the runner, but still the combination of how quick Marsh is to home, quickness of the catcher, his velocity should make up for a lot of things. And I can't see you want to worry too much about guys stealing, especially if he's slide step and he's quick to the plate.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time in releasing his ball.
That ball slammed into right field, but a catch is made. And it looked like it would drop, but
good catch.
Right fielder Kyle Scott was right there. Excuse me, Bryson Smith was right there in right field. So a meeting at the mound, and they'll talk it over.
Taking him out.
A quick talk.
Yeah, there's no talk. You're coming out. I mean, again, I believe he's throwing, quite a bit of pitches.
And this looks like Ryan Bolla coming in to pitch for Los Alamitos.
Marsh going to shortstop, looks like.
Just found out Larry threw 98 pitches.
98 pitches on the night there for Marsh.
A lot of pitches.
That's a lot of pitches, but that's – and he's going to short. And that's the instant stats. You put it in there and it pops up. It tells you how many pitches he's thrown already. And
that's the benefit of technology as our umpires here straighten out the lineups.
Los Alamitos, number 12, Ryan Bolla.
So in 98 pitches for Marsh, not a bad outing. He gives up 2 runs on a shot to left field, but otherwise was able to get out of a few jams there.
He was able to pitch out of the jams when he has to. So, you know, being able to pitch out of there and change speeds and keep the game close is which both teams have done well today. And defense has been really good on both sides also. So this is your typical pitcher's duel and good defense. And
yeah, Bolla looks like he's got some.
He's got a little velocity, doesn't he? A little left-hander, comes a little bit over the top.
Ooh, very much over the top, that one.
And from pitcher to pitcher, he will face Dittner as his first batter here. As we get a last look there at Ryan Bolla. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, a tied ball game with Reed Dittner at the plate, the new pitcher for West Raleigh.
You know, a factor that might come into play here is that West Raleigh has been in a lot of close games. They had to come from 6 down in the final game.
And they're almost, like you say, comeback kids, so they're used to fighting back.
Los Al being, you know, pre-qualified to get here, you don't have, you know, baptism by fire there. You know.
Nope, you don't have the.
So it'll be interesting to see how they react to this.
The games to know if you can come back. You know, how do you finish off a game when you're ahead?
That ball screamed in there. 0-1 the count.
It's just like what we saw at Evansville. Don't give up. Just keep battling every inning, and sooner or later something good happens.
I couldn't believe Evansville won that game.
They were, I'll tell you, right out of the get-go, they were hustled. They just kept coming at you. They'd get down, and they wouldn't give in, thinking they're playing against Big Mexico, and they just kept battling and kept forcing mistakes, kept putting the ball in play.
The ball slides in there, 0-2 the count.
Well, we got a little left-handed Randy Johnson velocity going right here. Holy cow.
Umpire calls time. Bolla puts that one a little high out of the zone for a 1-2 count.
Can he tempt Dittner the same way Dittner's been tempting the Los Al hitters here? A little off speed.
Well, but he's showing 2 pretty good moves, so I don't like, you know, I expect this will definitely shut down the running game here. So the key here is he hasn't been able to catch up to his fastball, so I just believe he might have to just keep staying there. Whoops.
And there it is.
Breaking ball there.
Yep.
The off-speed pitch gets him.
That's the first one he's thrown.
So Dittner goes down.
It's tough to hit that when you think a fastball's coming.
Bagley up to the plate, and still a runner on for West Raleigh here in the top of the 6th inning.
Bagley making good plays for this team so far.
That one in there for a strike. I'll check him again at first base. Been paying a lot of attention over there. Here's Bolla now with the pitch. I'll take it a little bit high.
Got a little hitch right before he.
Yep, got a little deception, and next thing you know, it's on its way. So good to have something in her delivery that's a little bit.
So that hesitation.
Hesitation, yeah, just enough to throw off the timing.
Bolla gets another one in there. A cut taken by Bagley. but nothing to come of it. 1-2. And that one in there for a
good job by Bolla coming in here and get next 2 outs.
And that's what you want to see when you bring in a new pitcher, gets the job done. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning with a tied ball game still. Bottom of the 6th inning with Los Alamitos coming up.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe. Nice.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
And we're back in Los Alamitos. As you see, Brandon Lazar there, foul back a pitch. It's the bottom of the 6th inning here with a 2-2 ball game. About 64 degrees here in Los Alamitos. Perfect weather for baseball. About 10:45 here, and still a big crowd gathered.
Wow, you're doing your best Vin Scully kind of and setting the stage for everything here.
It's beautifully done. You're right. I mean, it's just
64 degrees, 10:45. Got it all in here.
Just trying to paint the picture as that one slapped down the right field line, but it is foul.
Yeah, they said nobody's left the yard, right? Everybody's
Looking down the left field line, those bleachers are still full. People here.
And most of the teams that are here on 3-hour time, so basically it's, you know.
Well, yeah, because a couple days ago they were in.
Some of them came in yesterday.
They're by Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know. 3 hours. Yeah, I don't know. It'll hit you at one point, but.
Oh, that one is a slow-moving breaking ball, but it will hit Lazar, and he will take his base at first.
How do you not be able to get out of the way of that ball?
He rolled. He just rolled into it.
Number 34, Tyler.
We were taught to get away from it. Now they're teaching you to go into it. Get on any way you can.
I know.
I think that might be the best option there with a slow-moving ball rather than a fastball cranking in at you. But nonetheless, that'll bring up Chaffee to the plate. The runner checked at first. Dittner still on the mound for West Raleigh. Again, checks back to first base. Lazar's got a pretty good lead over there. Ooh, and he almost got him. You almost need to slide in on one of those.
Well, I'd be sliding anyway. You know, if you have to go back standing up, your lead probably not long enough.
He throws a lot harder to first base than he heads into the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then he shows that speed coming to the plate. Yeah.
Yep. At times he does.
It wouldn't be very efficient to make that slow curve to the first base.
And that's the danger of throwing back there. The ball can get past. We've yet to see a pitch to Chaffee. He's just been standing up there watching this ordeal.
Then you got Mora on deck. Mora showed a lot of speed in the base pass the last time.
That ball a bunt to the pitcher.
Nobody's at 3.
And that gets the job done. That's a good thing to note over there. There was no one on the third base.
Batting for Los Alamitos, number
Had to
1,
have the left
Josh
fielder come in
Gorman.
there. D'Agostino was on his horse trying to get to the third base, but no one was there, so we'll see Mora now. Josh Mora coming to the game with 1 out and a runner on second base.
Mora prefers a more traditional high sock. You know, the high.
Yeah, he's got the style that we wore. You know, back then we didn't. You know, we might have pulled our socks up high, you know, but our pants were always up there, same thing by the knees or mid-calf. But yeah, that's a good look. Los Al does that now. Everybody looks the same, you know, which is all that high look on the socks. It's a nice, you know, look from the past. Red Sox used to do it. We did it with Cincinnati. It's just a professional look when it's done right. It just looks really good when the whole team looks the same.
They don't have the high stirrups, so remember, like.
No, they don't have those stirrups you can pull all the way up. Like
where
we
the
had
white sanitaries underneath?
Yep, yeah. We had that at the Pointy League over here, and I still see pictures back in the days. Like, I wore my socks like that, but that was the way to wear them back then, you know. You pull them up as high as you can by your knee, and then your pants show up.
So Josh Mora now with an opportunity, runners in scoring position, and a 1-0 count. Mora fouls that one back, and this might be a good opportunity here for Los Al to create some separation.
Well, you know, like again, you know, if you're a runner at second, you know, I haven't seen in 2 games anybody even try to pick off at second base, so I'm figuring you can get off and see if he can draw a throw. Get a good jump. If somebody's, you know, hits a base hit, you should be able to score.
Mora crushes that one down the right field line. It almost looked like Bryson Smith had an opportunity to get over there, but the wall just cut him off. Dittner delivers just to the outside. 2-2 the count now with 1 out and a runner at second base. Pitch, that one's hit just up.
He gets a jump, he might be out.
The ball will come in, and that is it. Standing up is Lazar coming in home, and 3-2 now is the score. Los Alamitos goes up by 1 thanks to that hit up the middle by Josh Mora, and now you got some speed on the bags if you're Los Alamitos. And Mora will go, and he gets in there safe. That was a close call there.
What a great throw that was, right on the bag.
He got it just
a lot of good
down
stuff on
there.
that one. Good run, good slide, good tag.
Just well done all over. It's just
Mora barely snuck in there, but we mentioned the speed. And off-speed pitch comes in on the outside.
Bursick had the big hit last time. So
that's right, he cranked it.
On center field.
Mora keeping Dittner busy, distracted. Bursick took advantage of it, distracted him even more.
Well, like I say, there's a good chance he might not see that kind of fastball again.
And this might be an opportunity here with some speed on second to take an extra base. As that one's popped straight up in the air. Christian Small will come over and make that catch. That ball's popped up, and it looks easy from the crowd's perspective, but when you're out there looking into the lights, that one can get kind of tricky. Yep. Especially for some of these West Raleigh players who might not have played under the lights.
Under the lights, that's a big adjustment. You know, deception and just optical illusions, you know, things moving faster than they are, and especially when you go up and all of a sudden you look straight into a light, and then you got to try to find the ball.
Dittner down, pitches down, but that one's hit into the center field, and a routine fly ball catch by Nate Cleveland, but not without a run scored. Los Alamitos takes the 1-run advantage over West Raleigh here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Going to the 7th.
Well, here we are. You know, right where you want to be, right?
This game's moving along at a good clip.
Well, both teams throw strikes. There's a lot of good going, a lot of defense. I don't know if we even seen a walk in this game today, but
been one or two.
Pretty
probably.
good, was there? Yeah, it's like I said, the majority of the time everybody's throwing strikes.
We're a big budget operation. We buy a scorebook. We thought we could bum here off of.
Oh, she left.
Yeah, she
right.
left.
Official scorer left.
We were talking too much.
So in the meantime, we've kept the score in our head somewhat. A 2-3 ball game. It's not too hard to keep track of.
Greg distracted me for most of the game. I couldn't keep track of anything.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about something other than the game that's going on, but
Leading off for West Raleigh,
well, like I say, it's just such a neat thing to have this kind of operation come into Los Al. And
yeah, Brian Gorman.
he worked really hard. Brian did a great job.
Brian's a character around town because he's just a big, aggressive guy.
Yep.
And when he says he's going to do something, you believe him because he's.
He's been a great president. He's just to land this, you know, is just phenomenal feat.
So with that, the top of the 7th inning starts with a strike in there for Ryan Bolla, who was pretty efficient in the 6th.
Los Al coaching staff would like them to be equally efficient in this inning.
1-1 the count. Bolla the pitch. That one's hit, but just foul off to the right side. And we talked in the beginning of the game, no one would know how this Los Alamitos team would come out and perform tonight. And here they are with an opportunity to close out the game here in the 7th. And Bolla does just that. Closes out that strikeout.
Important to get that first out of the inning.
And so West Raleigh will go to the top of their order, starting with Nate Cleveland.
Nate Cleveland.
The center fielder. And Bolla's got his pitching working right now. He's coming right over the top and sliding it in there. The 0-1 pitch. And there it is. Looks similar to the first one.
Yeah, 2 curveballs. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Better back it up right here. You got a left-handed hitter up there and just kind of freezing them.
Come inside hard right now.
So with an 0-2 count, here's Bolla.
No, let's just throw 3 in a row. They finally fouled one off, so I think the hitter's ready to see what this is doing now. Now it's probably time to change pitches. This fastball should probably look like 100 miles an hour coming in there now.
Did you almost throw like a drop? I mean, a little more.
Yeah, it's got more 12-6, you know, it just drops straight down. There's not a whole lot of tilt to it.
So the 0-2, just on the outside, 1-2 now the count with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Bolla looking to close this game out. And he'll get a fouled ball just down to the first base line. Cleveland really battling it. This pitch count. Pitch on its way, fouled back again, and that ball will stick into the gate right behind home plate. Bolla finds a pitch he likes, and here's a delivery. An off speed right up the middle.
Another curveball right back up the middle.
And that'll be a hit. There's a tying run.
As good as that is, you still can't throw that many.
Patrick Trease.
And here's the man they didn't really want in this position right now.
That's right.
Oh.
Patrick Trease steps up to the plate. The man who hit it out of the park to put 2 runs on the board for West Raleigh. They now have an opportunity with the go-ahead run at the plate.
He's also done really well in the field.
Yes.
Very solid game of
very
shortstop.
Very good at shortstop. Just good feet work. A really strong arm for his size.
Check back to first base. Not a big lead off there.
Strong, accurate arm. Almost every one of his throws is right there, easy to catch.
That ball turned around, could go for 2, but no one there to cover the first base. And so now this is 2 outs.
Yeah.
With Bryson Smith stepping up to the plate. The last chance for West Raleigh with a man on first base here in the top of the 7th inning.
I thought that was a good play by Chaffee.
I thought he made a good job on that one. He got the second lead runner, and usually when you vacate, the pitcher should be over there, be able to back up. But I think he runs well. I don't think they were going to get 2 out of that because it was kind of not hit very hard. But
I mean, Gorman was going over there, and also the pitcher was going there. But Marsh made the decision not to make the throw. Probably the best one.
Smart. Yep.
That ball in the dirt, and the runner will advance. No throw down to second
ball
base.
In the dirt. Got a great jump.
So now a runner in scoring position. That would be the tying run at second base for West Raleigh. Bryson Smith with the ability to bat him home. Another ball in the dirt, and the runner will advance to third. There's 2 straight balls in the dirt, 2 bases advanced, and now
trying too hard, overthrowing.
Yeah, it looks like he's overthrowing, trying to put it away, and balls are bouncing, and when you're throwing that hard, and it's just hard surface, it just bounces away from the catcher.
So now with a 2-1 count and 2 outs, Bolla will deliver a man on third base, and that pitch is just high. A 3-1 count now. Bolla, the pitch, high again, and that will put 2 men on, runners on the corners, with number 8, Alex D'Agostino, the left fielder, stepping up to the plate. And this is a big guy with a big bat who could do some damage here with 2 outs.
Yeah, this is a college guy playing Bronco baseball right here.
Big guy, but I think there was a couple guys on the Mexican team that were bigger.
That was true too.
That's probably the biggest Bronco player I have ever seen in my life. So and that guy could hit.
Yes.
He roped it.
Yes, he had some good hand-eye coordination for a big guy.
So after a quick meeting on the mound, Bursick and Bolla are both on the same page. You would expect the runner at first to advance here. And they'll check him. Bolla's in a tricky position here, but he only needs 1 out. And a balk was called on that play. We were waiting from the official decision, and it came from the first base umpire. A balk was called. That will send the runner from third home. And now we have the argument. Head coach.
It looked like he stepped off. I'm not sure what for an angle we couldn't tell.
Head coach John Lazar going over and having a few words with the first base umpire.
That's Joe Hicks out there?
It's Jay.
Jay Hicks.
And that decision will stand. So we have a tied ball game here.
I don't think there was ever any doubt that the decision would stand.
Obviously, I mean, that was a short conversation.
I've never saw an ump overrule that, his own take back his ball call.
I wonder if he separated his hands before he stepped off.
I was just going to ask you right before that, do you think he's probably paying too much attention to the runner there? And
well, it looked like he stepped off, but I don't know if
so John Lazar,
you know, if you separate your hands and then kind of step off, it's like you're actually making an act to go home. You know, usually you're supposed to step off and then separate your hands. So you know, it's a possibility that he separated his hands before he stepped off. And
so Bolla will deliver
a ball.
now. With 2 outs, we now have a tied game as that run comes home. A man on second still remains. John Lazar was obviously not happy with the call, but had to deal with it nonetheless. The pitch in from Bolla, in there for a called strike. 0-2 the count now. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, fouled off, first base side, right into the netting above us here. That ball in the dirt, and a runner will advance again. So it hasn't been very many hits here, but a lot of balls in the dirt.
They're in the dirt. They're taking good jumps. They're advancing on balls in the dirt, which is what you're supposed to do. So they're reading it very well. Base running is very good tonight.
So Bolla now looking for another all-C pitch. No, get him. Looking, a called third strike. And that will take us to the bottom of the 7th inning with a runner stranded on third. But West Raleigh gets what they need, and they tie the ball game up at 3 apiece. Welcome back to Los Alamitos, where we have a tied ball game here. 3-3, the bottom of the 7th inning, with Los Alamitos having an opportunity to win this game in front of their home crowd. But who do you know stepping on the mound now? It's Patrick Trease, the man of the day for West Raleigh. He's done it all for them. He's been playing phenomenal at shortstop. He hit the jack over the left field wall, and now he's on the mound trying to close this one out.
Now pitching for West Raleigh.
Throws pretty hard, Greg.
Patrick Trease.
Like you say, for a little frame, he's got a good live arm, and he's accurate.
For Los Alamitos,
Looks like he's got a fastball, curveball, and a changeup. And Los Al's at the top of the order with Marsh. And, well, I'd like to have your top of the order up when you're ready to win a ball game.
So the first pitch to Marsh is crushed up the middle, and you can't ask for anything more than a leadoff single. Marsh gets the job done.
Now brings up Bolla, his first at bat of the night. How good of a hitter is he?
Yep, left-handed hitter. Good runner at first.
So one pitch from Trease and one hit to center field. And now we have no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the winning run on base.
I was wondering how Los Al would react after being so close to a victory. Letting that run score by a balk, but they come right back. They get the other outs, and they responded well.
You know, but that's what you have to do. It's just amazing how the concentration and nothing bothers these kids. I mean, they're just fun to watch a game being played like this.
And speaking of concentration, Patrick Trease is going to need a lot of it here if he wants to get out of this one. He's got no outs and a runner on first. He'll check Marsh at first. That ball gets away, but he'll stay put. The pitch to Bolla. Bolla will put down a bunt. A nice looking bunt at that.
And nobody at third.
Nobody's at third base. And
D'Agostino doesn't get over there in time.
And that's what we were talking about before with the bunt down. No one covered on third. Agostino had a run in, but that's a far run to make from left field.
13, JJ.
And I think they saw that the last time that happened.
They saw it last time, and Marsh didn't stop running. You know, pitcher needs to get back over there and, you know, kind of cover third. Or at least the catcher can run down there because there's not a play at the plate and there's not a runner at second. So either the catcher's got to go down there or the pitcher has to go down there as soon as the third baseman came across in front of him.
That's great small baseball there. Great coaching and great execution. So after West Raleigh takes a quick visit to the mound.
We got the better hitters up. We got the infield in.
So J.J. Cruz with the opportunity to have a walk-off here in front of the home crowd of Los Alamitos.
And just a fly ball will do it. Marsh has decent speed at third base.
One out, and he pops that one up, backing away.
Going to be over in the right field line in the other field, in wrong line field.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst thing you'd want here is just a small pop-up foul. Just want to put something in play here. That ball way high. Just got away
from
it.
A rising curveball.
Just got away from Trease on that last one. So 1-1 the count with one out here. Bottom of the seventh inning, tied ball game. That one's high and away.
The West Raleigh infield. Both of them back there backing up just in case any miscue and the throw back to the pitcher.
The pitch into Cruz. Just low, and the count moves to 3-1. So Trease getting ready. The delivery into Cruz, fouls it back. Full count now. A lot of pressure on a young guy who hasn't played a lot with the rest of the Los Alamitos team. A new face, as we mentioned before. Here's a great opportunity. The pitch just high, and he'll take a base. The runners on the corners now with one out. And it looks like Coach John Lazar will make a change here.
Squeeze possible down the first base line.
Perfect time to do it. You know, or even a safety squeeze, you know, you just kind of, runner sees the ball go down, he takes off.
So now number 5, Kyle Scott will come to the plate, and this is one of their better hitters. So a strategic move by Coach John Lazar. The runner will go, that's no surprise. So runners on second and third with one out here and an 0-1 count. Trease sets and fires. That ball hammered to the third base side. The tag of the plate, he gets him with a little extra shove there at the end of it. But he shows the ball and 2 outs.
Good play, third baseman, and threw a strike. Catcher blocked the plate so he couldn't get to it.
Number 24.
Looked like a contact play.
Tommy blocked the plate very effectively there.
There
We're going to give no ground.
Just
got 2 points for a reversal on that one.
Like in the book, well, he just blocked the plate, make sure he can't get there.
So 2 outs now. And now we'll bring up Lazar to the plate. First pitch in there, right down the plate. Brandon Lazar, the center fielder for this Los Alamitos team. The pitch in, he slams it down the right field line. and it is foul. Just barely.
Well, one thing about right field line here, there is no foul territory. It goes past first base, the foul territory disappears real quick.
So that could have been the game winner there, but instead, an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Runners would look like they were going.
Well, Scott certainly was.
Scott was taken off, but
I'm
Cruz
not sure
said
where
hold
they're
up.
going since there's a guy at third.
That one's fouled up and away. 0-2 the count remains. A tied ball game, the bottom of the 7th inning. And Lazar, an opportunity to end it.
A little bit more of a breeze out there, looking at the flags out there beyond left center field. Those are still over there, and those are blowing. It's like kind of strange.
The pitch in, and he gets him. Swinging on strike 3, and that'll do it. He gets out of a jam. Patrick Trease doesn't let up any runs, and we will move to the top of the 8th inning with a tied ball game here in Los Alamitos.
What was your favorite ballpark to play in?
I had a few. Like I said, I really enjoyed, the Fenway's nostalgia, plus pitching there, and I was able to pitch in some of the new stadiums. I thought Coors Field was pretty special, even though the ball jumps out of there pretty good. But it's just how it's laid out, fan friendly. You go from a few concession stands to it looks like you got a mall out there. You know, they got every food under the sun, and you got more to choose from. And
how'd you like Candlestick?
That was my debut, was in Candlestick, and I loved that place. Anytime you got that swirling wind, it's just so open. Everything seems like you got 9 miles of foul territory like you do in Oakland. And if you can't throw a ball that moves there, then you have a problem because it's always moving there. We've been there when the fog rolls over the hill, down through the stadium, back out into the bay where you couldn't see the ball. Seen fly balls over the dugout of the third base side and the second baseman catch it. It's just a lot of strange things that you see that in these ballparks that it's just unique. But I love playing there.
So Ryan Boley now working on Jake Twomey. Another foul back, 2-2 the count here with no outs, and Los Alamitos has kind of given up 2 opportunities to seal this game.
Kauffman Field in Kansas City I thought was really nice with the fountain, and especially now that they went back to regular grass, which, it's a lot of teams are going back to that now.
It gets so hot.
Well, two things. It gets real hot. It wears you out, and you get hurt. You just don't last as long playing on that kind of surface, and I think they're realizing that and saving the knees and all the sliding and burning of the elbows and all that. So they just kind of went back to natural grass.
That one swung on, and a great catch there made by the second
What a
baseman.
play.
That was incredible.
Wyatt Gorman.
Wyatt Gorman with a great catch, it looked like, and then the toss over to first. Fantastic play in the first out of the top of the 8th inning. Now 11:22 here in Los Alamitos, and the crowd has not died in the least bit.
This announcer has, but the crowd. It's been a long day. We get here setting up. Just getting this game on the air was an adventure today. Had equipment blow up on us this morning. Oh, looked good there.
Yeah, he's got a nice delivery, nice and easy, and good job throwing strikes.
So Bolla's in there now with a 1-1 count and 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. He'll deliver. That ball just low.
See, the big flag's going right field to left field there.
Well, we got something brewing coming this late. Feel a nice cool breeze. Only problem is it's blowing in from right.
Down in the dirt, 3-1 now. Christian Small, the first baseman, trying to just touch the ball a little bit. He'll get something on it, but it's fouled back. Bolla now comes a little high, and that will put a runner on first base. And now we have
Number 15,
Robbie Stanovich, his first at-bat of the night.
I think he went in at second base when Trease came in to pitch. Honshu went from second over to shortstop.
And Bolla's continue to work here, but he's got a guy on first and one out. That ball a little high. 2-1 the count. And you got to think from Bolla's perspective, I'm sure he didn't think that he would be pitching into extra innings tonight. So
yeah, he thought he had a save situation, and next thing you know, he's turning into a second starter.
He's pitching a little bit more than he's probably used to.
And who knows the last time they've all pitched too. So, you know, I don't know if they've had a week off or if they had,
Well, they said they watched. They didn't play this weekend. I think they played a game, actually one game against one of the travel teams.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they're.
But they said they're up there watching the games at Whittier for the zone championships.
So that's a second consecutive walk. And runners on first and second. Los Alamitos will take a little trip to the mound and talk this one over. They'll see what's on Bolla's mind here and try to calm him down. We get ready for Ryan Mitchell Bagley at the plate. So runners on first and second now. One out. Top of the 8th inning. And Michael Twomey telling Bagley, hey, just put this one in play for us. Bolla's set. Looking at the runner on second. And a time called. He's definitely concerned with those runners over there. Here's the pitch. On its way and fouled back.
Well, here's some roaring next door, so that game's still going on.
Well, that one started after this one did.
Yeah. So
Bolla will deliver, fouled back again, and that quick 0-2 count against Bagley here. Runners on first and second and 2 outs. This would be a big strikeout for Bolla if he could pick this one up. Pitch on its way and it's up and in. Bagley almost gave the look like it hit him, but nothing there. 1-2. We were talking earlier, sometimes they teach the younger players to kind of turn into those balls now.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted any part of that one. Usually you can turn into it when nobody's not throwing that hard, but you know, we got a little guy up there, not a whole lot of meat on his bones. And
oh, we're through it a little there.
yeah, he's just could be getting a little tired. Probably, like you say, the longest he's probably gone in a while. And
Bolla getting a little wild here in the top of the 8th. 2-2 the count he's working with. And as he fires, that one's fouled straight back and off to the right. Bagley hanging in there. Someone's going to get a free Chili Billy for that one.
Is the snack shack still open? That's the question. Have they run out of food? I don't think that snack shack's ever run out of food.
I know they, run out of
another foul ball. That one might get the truck over here.
tri-tips. They run out of chicken bowls. I mean, they're not anticipating this much food being used today, I guess. But I tell you, they're gonna have to restock up for this next weekend because there's gonna be games going on every day.
A couple of the merchants finally packed up here.
All day.
So now Bolla working 2-2. Brings it to a full count now. Runners on first and second. 1 out. And West Raleigh just looking for something in play here to advance their runners. Bagley again hanging in there, fouling them off left and right.
Pretty good. Got a good short swing. He's fighting that ball off.
And every one of those foul balls is just an additional pitch there for Ryan Bolla. As he delivers. That ball fouled away again. It's getting closer to the field now. We had it behind, and now a little inching towards.
We're going to have to move the field over for him to hit it fair.
That's right. The full count, the delivery on its way. That one's put into play. And a great catch there.
Great play by
Wyatt
Gorman.
Gorman. That's a great catch. He had a backup for that ball.
Batting for West Raleigh, 0-0, Nick.
And that's a big play there with 2 runners on. That brings 2 outs now.
Good play. It looked like that was going to drop in.
Brings a big smile to his grandmother, Brenda Gorman, one of our sponsors, the Gorman team. You know how he smoothly just snuck that in there?
He did. That was good timing on that one.
That ball's hammered just to the first baseman, but it's fumbled with, and there's a runner coming home. He held up, and probably a good decision.
Great throw.
Bursick got that ball pretty quickly. That looked like Tyler Chaffee over there who rocketed that one home. Saved a run.
We're all leaning around here. Our view blocked by this.
Yeah, we don't have a good view. Barely, we can't even see second base unless we lean forward. Yeah, we got a lefty on a lefty right now, so
we got the top of the lineup here for West Raleigh. Nate Cleveland up at the plate. Oh, and he'll get that a swing. That one just went right off Bursick's face mask. I guess that's why he's wearing it, right?
Did he even hit the ball? I guess it was a foul ball, wasn't it?
yeah, foul ball right square off his mask.
I didn't hear any clip.
So an 0-1 count.
Right off the bat.
2 outs here. Base is loaded in the top of the 8th. All Bolla needs now is 1 strike to get him out of this jam. Bolla is set and ready to pitch. It's on its way. And he gets a check, but not enough. Third base umpire.
He did a good job of holding that bat back. That barrel never moved. The body did, but the bat didn't.
So 1-2 now, bases loaded here in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. On its way, that ball's in there, caught him looking. Nate Cleveland goes down with the bases loaded, and West Raleigh strands 3. Los Alamitos getting out of another jam. We'll see if they can capitalize on it in the bottom of the 8th.
It's fantastic. What a great family event.
Friday Night Lights, what an experience. We've been doing this for quite a few seasons, me and these boys.
I love the excitement, the competitiveness. These kids are learning some good football skills, and we have a great time out here.
Friday Night Lights is the best football league I've ever been involved in. I started playing as a little kid, all the way up to coaching and repping in it. It's #1.
And welcome back to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Los Alamitos. It's the 2013 Bronco League World Series and an opportunity for Los Alamitos to close this game out. They were just here an inning ago with the score tied, but gave up a run late. That ball's batted off and away.
Chaffee sends it over to the pony field. Makes it into the bullpen there in the pony field.
Patrick Trease still on the mound here for West Raleigh.
Looks like he found his curveball he couldn't find last inning.
Both teams being able to get out of jams late in this game. West Raleigh just left 3 runners stranded. And that ball is cranked to deep right field. It is gone! A home run for Tyler Chaffee, and that will do it as Los Alamitos piles out of the dugout. A solo shot to right field, and that's the game. Los Alamitos celebrates over West Raleigh a walk-off home run, and man, what a shot that was.
Hit it pretty hard.
I'll tell you, that was another line drive. Just balls have been hit really hard tonight.
You can see it's a short fence. That ball was over the batter's head, so if he had a long fence,
that was a high pitch too. He just happened to get on top of it and drive it.
So a solo shot will send Los Alamitos on in these 2013 Bronco League World Series. And they've got to be thrilled right now.
Well, they don't know who they're going to play because it's 7-7 on the field across the way. So Vacaville is playing, I forget who they're playing.
They're playing Korea.
So Vacaville, Korea, 7-7 there. Los Al survives here.
Another extra inning game, almost.
The electric bill is going to go up here at LAYB Field.
That's right.
But we were wondering how they're going to respond, and they haven't been tested by fire till tonight, and they came away.
They responded to every challenge. They were able to get out of every jam. Defense came through when they had to. They made the pitches when they had to, and it's just like I say. This game came down to who's just.
Well, we have here.
Get it done.
I think we got a replay of it here.
And it was this home run by Tyler Chaffee that made the difference in the end.
Not that one. That was the foul ball that went over to the pony field into the bullpen.
But he did get a hold of one that made the difference. A 4-3 ball game here, and it was those 2 home runs that really put Los Alamitos into that driving seat. The first one by Colby Bursick over left field, a 2-run shot. And then that final jack, Tyler Chaffee over the right field.
Sounds like
Los
something's
Alamitos.
happening on the other field. A lot of cheering going on over there. So we're going to find out sometime who they play tomorrow. We know it's going to be either Vacaville or Korea.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts, Greg?
Can't tell. I'll tell you what, like I say, it's just unbelievable baseball that we're seeing here. We're seeing the best Pony League players in on this planet right now, and you could see the way the games went earlier today. It's just everything is well played. They're fundamentally sound. The pitching is good. The good defense, and I think it's just going to be a battle this weekend. I don't think it's going to be a team running away with it. I think anybody here can come back and win this thing, and it was just really nice to see that this kind of venue has created this good a competition. It was a pleasure with you guys, being here and commentating, and haven't done this in a long, long time, but really enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys having me along. And
we want to also thank all the sponsors that helped put on this broadcast. From the Gorman team, as we've mentioned a lot, they're going to be very, very happy tonight. We could probably hit them up for about 10 more sponsorships, and they'll probably buy them right now. Mark Cole, CI Solutions, Randy Hill, First Team Real Estate, Bill Phillips at Play It Again Sports, Mark Brosma, Chris Ketchum, all the guys over at Friday Night Lights have been very, very helpful to us. Mike Worthington, Worthington Insurance. I know I've probably forgotten a couple off the top of my head here, but we want to thank all those great people for helping us put this broadcast on. Thank you again, Greg. Glenn, thank you very much. Did a great job play-by-play.
Always a pleasure.
All right, then Kirk Stevens and the crew doing all that. There's that home run. I got the replay up there. Looking good. Watch the Los Al boys.